All right, so we have been able to look at the count if functions. The count if function here helps us to count the frequency, the number of times something occurs, and the sum if helps us to sum numbers or to sum the total quantity or monetary value of a particular product. And you see that with a sum if function, we can be able to know how much money we generated from the sales of printers. That is the sales revenue per product, then the profit per product. We can be able to do that. Now, let me see. We also have other functions like the if and the nested if function. We also have other functions like, okay, we have seen the product function. Some product will use them in other areas to see how we can be able to, we'll see where we can be able to use a sum product. Then max min. Max min is mostly used to explain, like to bring out the maximum value. Like for example, if we just want to know the maximum profits that is generated here, or the product with the maximum profit, all we just need to do is max. Like maybe in this cell, we can say equals max of, we open the bracket, then we select all this, then we close the brackets. You'll be able to tell us the max is 6 million, which means that the max profit per product that we made 6 million on one product profit, which is the fridge. That is it. So most times, these are the type of questions that CEOs will be asking us to present because their decisions can be made from this. Now, I would not like us to go far. I would like us to take this to the next level, which has to do with maybe data visualization once, so that it should be as if we are taking, this is raw data that we just took, we made some meaning with it, then we want to produce a visualization that will help decision makers. So let's say we want to produce 3 charts. The first chart will be the frequency of sales, that's sales frequency. We want to know which product sells more. I want to produce a chart that will help our decision makers just look at it and be able to make a decision with a snap. So the first thing now is we come here, we will select these first 2 columns by clicking and holding, and we select these first 2. We come here to insert. So we want a column bar, and most times when we want to do this, we'll prefer a bar that is horizontal and not column. Why? Because it helps us to be able to know which one is higher than another, and it helps us also to take it from the highest to the lowest, even though we can still use this, because if we use this, we can still sort down the data. Like we have chosen the first one, you see. So it's telling us phones are the highest, followed by blenders and chargers and all that. So this is the first one, is you see sales frequency. So we can click this. When we click this chart, it takes us to chart tools. Chart tools has the design ribbon, the layout ribbon, and the format ribbon. So we can come under the ribbon now and decide. On the left side, we have chart layout. So it has a series of layouts that we can select. Like if we take this, you see that it will change. If we take this, you see that it will change. That is it. If we take this, it changes. Yes. So now, since we want the labels, we can decide to take this. You see now that in terms of frequency, today We sold phones 20 times, blenders 10 times, chargers 10 times, and all that. You see how it goes down like this in a decreasing manner. So from here, we can maybe fix this chart. We can decide to say, maybe let's label it, let's click on this chart bar and change the color. It depends on us. If we want to change the color, maybe to something else that will be more attractive, it's up to us. Then this, if we decide, we may decide and change this background. We click here, we change the background to maybe black. We come to format, shape, fill. We click this, we may change it to black or to white or to any color that we want and all that. So it's up to us. So with this white nature of it, it's good. Maybe this one, we may decide to come to text outline. Maybe we bold it so that it should be more attractive to the eyes of those who see. We take this to text outline, we make it to be more attractive. That is it. And so this is now a visualization that we may decide now to take this to the management of the company. So this is like making sales today and preparing a report to the management. Because with this visualization like this, it answers one question. The question is, which are the goods that sell most for us and which are the goods that do not sell most? You, as the manager of the company, you just need to look at this and see the principal good that we have that brings in a lot of customers for us is phones. So if we want more people to visit our place, we need to work on providing more phones, blenders, chargers. And you see that things like printers, iron, those are things that people may rarely come for. Computers, people rarely come for fridges. But you see that things like phones, blenders, people come more for this. So that is one that we have. We may decide again maybe to have another chart that tells us maybe tells us sales per day, which is this revenue per product. So we'll come here, we click here, we select this row, then we place our cursor here, we press Ctrl on our keyboard, we click and hold again, we select this column. So we have selected two columns, we still come to insert. Maybe we can still take our column bar, and that is it. Revenue per product, we put it here, and we may decide now to change maybe the types to see. That one has labels, but it doesn't really look good. So you see that we have labels here quite all right, but the labels don't look that attractive. But in this situation, if we like, we can still open it and make it more attractive, make it more visible. And so from here, it's easier for our management to be able to see which product generates more profit. So look at something. If we take this down, and we have you see that this is telling us, the first one is telling us that people come more for phones. But the second one is telling us that we generate more money from fridges. Which means that in terms of income that comes in, we generate more money from fridges, but people visit our firm more for phones. So it is making us already know the type of things that we should be concentrating on. That is it. Then from all these activities, again, we can decide to put this down here, and we decide also to say, okay, in terms of profit, which one generates more profit to us? We take this and we still press our control and select this. Insert. Let's take a column bar again. Maybe take this. Yes. So in terms of profits, we can see these two. Yes. In terms of profits, look at what we have. So you see that fridges generate more money for us. And in terms of profit, fridges generate a lot of profit. Which means that in our company, phones attract people, but fridges generate a lot of profit. You may sell a few fridges, but you make a lot of profit. So these are visualizations. These are things now that we may fix, we may beautify them depending on how attractive we see them to be and how we can be able to pass them down to the management to be able to make good decisions. That is it. So these are basic cases of accounting. Yes, a question.
Yes, Prof. I was just about asking about the charts that we just made now. The sales frequency. No, yeah, the sales. No, rather the revenue,
A
uh,
product.
and then the profit. So I was about asking, is there no possibility also to make it come in chronology like we did with the sales frequency?
Yes, we can do it. For us to be able to do this, we just need to go back to the data. So most times it is required that you do these things in separate sheets. Then after you join all of them in one sheet. Why? Because you have to be sorting out these values and it has to be affecting the other rows. So for example, let's say we are working on let me take this revenue and product. We are going to copy this product. I will copy revenue per product. We right click, we copy the two. We can go to the next sheet. We can call this sheet revenue per product. Revenue per product sheet. Then we paste it here. Yes. So now we can run this here. At the end now, we'll gather all this, we'll join all this and put them in one particular sheet. So let's run this now. We select this, insert, maybe, yes, let's still use the column bar like this. Then we can decide to come here, we select all this, and we sort it, sort and filter, maybe from smallest to biggest, expand the selection. We say sort. Yes, we accept to expand the selection. Then we say sort. In fact, let me go back to it. Okay, this is it. If you want it to be chronological, right? You will select all these products. You want the numbers to be chronological. You come here to, this is sort and filter. You click this drop down arrow. You take from largest. If you want from largest to smallest, you will start with the largest. You click here. When you click, you say expand the selection. When you say expand the selection, it means do you want it to consider the other column? If you want it to consider the other column, then you say sort. If you want only this, then you say continue with the current selection. But you want it to consider this because all these amounts, they represent this particular element. So you say expand the selection, you leave it here and you say sort. When you say sort, you see that it starts from the highest and going down, right? So at that time now, you can fix it. So you are the one now to beautify. Maybe you may want the amounts to show on the tops So you click it, you come to chart tools, design, layout, format. You can come to design now. You can choose different designs. These are designs that you have. Yes, these are amounts for designs. So it's up to you. You can choose different designs. So I think this is a design that we chose that already had some labels. You can arrange this. Yes, so you see, this is what we have for all the products. So it's up to you now. You can decide. Yes, another question.
Yes, Doc. Sorry for taking you back. I just want to find out, is some if and some ifs, do they function the same?
Some ifs, anytime that we have the if function that has an S, it means that there's a plural, there's a set of criteria. There are different criteria that we are using inside. Like the ifs function. Most times in Excel, Excel hardly uses a lot of the ifs even because it's mostly in, I think, in Access and SQL that I see a lot of ifs. But Excel has some ifs, but mostly the ones that are mostly used is the if function. So the ifs is when the criteria is more than once. For example, some ifs, then you start saying that not just fridge, but computer, but phone, and all that. That is why mostly we'll just organize the computer, the phone, and all that in a particular column and just use a simple sum if to represent to one. Then now we drag it down so that when it moves from fridge to computer, just tell us instead of us specifying inside the ifs function that take fridge, take computer, take phone. But it is,
Okay.
yes, it's a similar function.
Okay, then my second question is, thank you for that one. My second question is there a general way or a tip that we can be able to know the formula? For example, we take equal to some if, and then the bracket opens. Do we what comes first? Maybe the category, or is it the criteria, or is
Okay,
it the yeah?
yes. Each time you enter a function, Excel always helps you. Like equal to, let me just put equal to some if. You see that when we open this, it's telling you range criteria. Once you start seeing range criteria, it is simply telling you take the range in which the criteria is found. You see
Okay.
that it is the elements that you have to take. Because after taking the elements, you will now choose the criteria within those elements that you took. Then before you start going to the amounts that you want to sum. So if you
Mhm.
come also to count, you will see the same thing. Count if, you will see the same thing. You see range criteria. Once it starts saying range criteria, this one, there is no third element to it. We are just counting on a list. Maybe we are counting pens on a list of products. So here, there is no third element to it, like we want to count an amount that we sold pens from or a profit that we made. So we'll just take the series of all the products and specify that we want pens. It means that we want to count the number of pens that are found in this group. That is it. If you want to take maybe like what we use, the product function. Once you take this, once you open, you see it starts telling you because product is only multiplication of numbers. If it's 5 numbers, it will tell you number 1, comma, number 2, comma, number 3, comma, till you reach the end and you close the bracket.
All right, thank you. My problem is that the reason why I'm asking is because my computer is in a different language. I have to learn also in a different language so that I want to know, maybe there's a general way to know it so that even if I click on my computer, if I cannot even understand that particular thing in that language, I should know that, yes, is this column that I'm supposed to click. But what you've just explained, it has helped. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question? So now let's say the first one, this first visualization. So let's take this out. Let's just say this was our first visualization, sales frequency. The second was revenue per product. Third was profit per product. Let's create another sheet and say this sheet, let's call it profit per product. Profit per product. Then we come here, we come back here. We are going to take, no, let's take this out too, because we already have it. We are going to still take our products, elements, we press Control and hold, we click and we select this again. Control C to copy. We come now to profit per product. Here we paste it, Control V to paste. And now we open it to make sure we can see everything. So we select all again and we decide to say insert maybe column bar again. Let's take, we have been inserting just column bar. This time around, let's take just the bar, horizontal bar. Then now we come back here again, we select just this. We go to sort and filter. Let's say smallest to largest, expand selection and see how it goes. Now you see. So this is in terms of our profits. We select this now. We come to chart design. We see now how to get our values. Are we there? So you see now that this is what we have in terms of profits. So it is easy for us now to send this to management. So we can go down to maybe a fourth tab and decide now to create maybe just a short dashboard that will just combine all this. Maybe let's say dashboard. A short dashboard that we will just copy this. We copy this first one. And we paste it here. We paste. And we may decide now to reduce the size. So we are just preparing now when we reduce the size too much, it may not be that visible. Yeah, we can put this one up, then we put the other ones down. Okay. Let's put it this way.
If you zoom out, well, I don't know if you zoom out, won't it be better? Because I see that the zoom is at 175. Maybe if you put it to 100.
Let's say something like this. Thank you. All right. Then let's say maybe revenue per product. This one was, which one was that? Yes, this revenue per product. Let's take sales frequency, copy this, and maybe put it here. We'll fix it up too. Then we take the third one now, profit per product. We copy this, and maybe we put it here. So normally, imagine that you sold 1 million products per day. So you as the business manager, when the questions you need to answer, all your questions can be answered maybe in terms of sales, in terms of profit, in terms of product turnover and all that. These three charts can answer your questions. So this is the power of data analysis. This is the power. Why do we analyze and summarize data? We analyze and summarize data because we want to get to this level. We want to get to the level that it will be easier for us to be able to prepare charts like this. So as time is going on, I'm going to introduce other things that will have like slicers. We'll bring in slicers here that maybe we'll be able to put products there. When you click the slicer, you see the chart will change per the slicer. If you click the slicer, you see it shows all the pencils and all that. You click maybe slicer for products, slicer for profit, and all that. You click the slicers and you can be able to see changes and see how it changes. So I don't know if there is any other question at this level. I am going to send this file to you, but I'm going to send you also the task that you can work on. Everyone can work on it and submit it to me, and let me see how far you can go with this. Then when we meet on Friday now, we'll move on to other stuff. Because the plan is that in the next 2 weeks to 3 weeks, we should have gone through a whole lot of things that it will be easy for you to work in finance. So for those who have never touched, who have never manipulated anything in finance and all that, let me see how many of you are even there. Okay, you're 5 of you now. For those who have never touched anything in finance, I don't know if you have any question. Any question? If there is no question, yes?
Doctor, please, I'm not on the category of that. I want to ask a different question
Okay.
because here I'm completely lost because I'm trying to do something here, but I'm completely lost. Please can you please give me the host or let me share my screen and show you something because when I use that sum if and count if I get zero.
You get 0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe you're not choosing the criteria. Share your screen and let's see.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This is just an example. I want to do something. Like for example, see, let me
Okay.
just cancel it. Okay, let me use
Yes.
the I want to know what I'm doing wrong. Let me take for example, I use the sum if
Yes.
mm, okay, this is sum if function.
Okay.
Uh, this is the range. You say this one is the range, right?
Yes. The range of products.
So if I click here and I pull down, for example, um, when I take the last one, it's a problem. In fact, let me take it up to, you see that when I take up to this 2015 components, chain, all those things is a problem. I have to end at cell A75 in order to get values. But let me just take end at the cell 75 for now. And then here it's showing that I'll use semicolon instead of
Yes.
comma.
So, yes.
Okay, then so Presbyterian. So for this category, maybe I come and choose this, right?
Yes, yes,
And then I still use my semicolon. And then let's say I want to use total revenue.
yes,
What generated the highest revenue? I still have to pull.
yes.
Okay, you see that when I still take the last one, it's a problem, which I don't know. But then I close the bracket
Mhm.
and enter. Okay, yes. It's okay now because I think it was giving me 0 because I was including this last cell, this A76. But it's okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question? So if we have no other question, we'll end at this level. I'm going to send you some work to work on. I'll send it on Excel, on an Excel file, so that will be easier for you. Then you can prepare a report also like this. I would give the questions and what you have to do, so that it will be easy for you. Then I will save the recording and I will make it available to you.
Okay, thank you so much. It's my very first time attending, this kind of a class, so I'm still kind of lost though. But when I go through the videos, if I have any difficulties, I'll definitely reach out back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. You have a good evening, good night. Good night to the European people, good evening to the
Thank you so
American
much, bro.
people, good night to the African people.
Really do
Okay.
appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's been so
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.